Welcome, Drink with James, episode 72. Big things happening at 4Card. We're in the middle of conference week 2K17. We had our brand conference last week. We have our influencer conference next week. Many exciting things happening. I am going to, where am I going? I'm going to LA on Thursday. It's my little brother's 30th birthday. And he's decided for his 30th birthday, he wants to drive down to Baja, Mexico, down the Baja Peninsula. Is that what it's called? I think so. To some godforsaken place that is completely isolated from everything else, and chill at a house there. Actually, it's not godforsaken. It actually looks insanely dope. So you'll be seeing that on my feeds later this week. What did you guys do for your 30th birthday? I started the tradition that I still hold. So my 30th birthday was the first year I did the black tie birthday party, which is now a 4Card tradition. A 4Card tradition because I don't want to pay for it, so I've turned it into a 4Card party. But every year on my birthday, Rich, Grace, and I have a joint birthday party because our birthdays are right around each other. We do black tie. That started when we were 30. What did you do for your 30th birthday? I want to know. Some of you aren't 30. Fuck yourselves. I don't want to know anything about you. Moving on. Our influencer conference is next week. If you don't have tickets, what the hell are you doing? You 100% should sign up. We have insane people speaking. We've got Michelle from Michelle Takes Aim. We'll just go through past guests. We've got Michelle from Michelle Takes Aim and Erica from Fashion Chic Styling. Two people who are absolutely killing it on Instagram in two very different ways. Two people who have continued to have explosive growth even in a time when nobody is growing on Instagram and everybody is complaining about it. We're giving these people microphones. They're gonna teach you a lot of things. Outside of them, we've got Olivia Lopez from Lust for Life speaking. We've got Creative Keepies talking. She's going to talk about some business tips. We've got Chriselle Lim's manager, who is one of the most respected people in the industry, like pulling all the little strings behind the scenes. We've got amazing people speaking. Definitely, if you have questions, reach out to myself or Tim. He'll throw a link up as well, but you guys should definitely come. We would love to see you out there. Next week, Tuesday, in Los Angeles. We've got deals on hotels if you want to fly in. Just let us know. So, we'll start. That was really my first question, was why I should come. So that was question one. So we're going to do two more questions. So question two. This is something that confuses people. And I think it's because I'm taking a term from the startup world and applying it to the influencer world. This idea of product market fit, which I talk about a good amount. Somebody emailed just saying like, what is that? You know, because I think maybe I said most of you will never get it, which, you know, I was drinking, so forgive me. But look, I think if we go back and say like, okay, what does it mean to be successful on Instagram? I have said 100 times that I think these feeds should be for you what you want them to be. You know, if you just want to put shit out into the world and see what the world comes back at you with, and you're just happy to like be creating and doing interesting things or documenting your life or documenting your dog's life or documenting all the acai bowls you eat every day, then like that is totally fine. And if you are in this to make money and that's all you want, I don't really know how successful you will be. So when I talk about the idea of product market fit, it is more for the people, I think, who are very concentrated on trying to grow their accounts, on trying to get the kind of explosive growth they need to be able to work with brands soon. And when I'm saying most of you won't get it, there are 800 million people on Instagram, and not a lot of them have enormous followings. And so, yes, the vast majority of people in the world, people I'm speaking to, people, will not be quote-unquote successful on Instagram. Now, I am speaking to a very talented, very unique, small portion of the world that is leaps and bounds further than most people. They do have different motivations. Can you be successful and have 10,000 Instagram followers? Successful, absolutely. Again, we've talked about niches, we've talked about things you can do. It depends what your goals are. And so when I'm talking about the idea of product market fit, it's kind of, you know, like when Michelle switched her account from being a very curated, monochromatic feed to photos of her with an iPhone, and she grew nearly 200,000 followers in 18 months. That is product market fit. Explosive growth that is running away from you. People are really into it. It's just kind of happening without you. It feels like you're in this car and you're going down a mountain really fast and you're steering it a little bit, but you're not pushing on the accelerator. It's just kind of a runaway train. That is incredibly rare. I think it's something that you should strive for, and it's something that you should continue to test and try things to try and get that, or try and get something that looks and feels like it. And so I don't want you to be discouraged when I say most of you won't get product market fit, because if you could get one thing in your life that you get true product market fit on, then you're probably pretty set. Again, most entrepreneurs don't get it more than once in their life. Most people won't get it many times. It is the kind of thing that will drastically change the outcome of your entire life if you capitalize on it effectively. But it is very rare. And look, that's the beautiful thing about this industry. There are people every day that are growing. We've talked about double exposure. Somebody that comes up often. She was at like 40,000 followers a few months ago. She has hundreds of thousands now. She's working with all these huge brands. She has a really authentic following. She's verified authentic on 4Card. It just proves, it goes to prove that like there is always room for new voices. There is room for explosive growth. It does happen. And again, if you can get there and if you can get that, then your life will be forever changed. Now, you can also go, you can little engine that could it, and that's certainly what 4Card has done. We've consistently doubled the size of our business every year, and that's a much longer road than growing 15x in a year, like some other startups have. But it's a road to success. It's one that I'm proud of, and it's been our road so far, and it's been our story. And so if that's yours, if you're at 5,000 and you can get to 10,000 next year, and then you can get to 20,000 the next year, and then 40,000, and then 80,000, and 160, and 320, like, if you could just double every year, it's going to take you quite a bit longer, but you will get there. You will get to a place of success. So not to say that like without that like explosive product market fit, you can't be successful. You can be. It's just going to take longer, and you should keep experimenting until you can find things that are working so that you can optimize your time to make sure that you're spending time on things that are going to work, that are going to help you grow. Even if you can take your growth rate from 1% to 2%, that's doubling your growth rate. And while it may not seem like much, and baseline, it doesn't change the numbers much, you should always be looking for those efficiencies. So don't get discouraged, and understand your own motivations and what you want out of this, and be honest with yourself. This takes a while, like I was doing the Michelle Take Aim Challenge. For me, running this business is my passion. Every day I wake up, I am fucking stoked to get into this office. I love my job. I love the people I work with. I don't really give a shit about Instagram. So like, I haven't posted in days. I didn't really do the Take Aim Challenge last week because like, I just don't really care. That's it. I don't care. I care about this business. I don't care about Instagram. So like, for me, it's a fun place to play around. I'm trying to always learn things so that I can have these conversations with y'all, but it's not important to me, and so you have to understand what you want out of Instagram. I think it's fun every once in a while, and so I post when I want to, and I don't when I don't want to, and I don't really like get all bent out of fucking shape about it. If I was like, cool, I want to be at 50,000 followers next year, then my behavior would change quite dramatically, but like that's just not a goal for me. So make sure you think about what you want, because it's a big time commitment, and it's not something that you can just, do. And there's a lot of ways to spend your time, and there's a lot of things that you could be doing, and make sure you're doing the right ones. So that's my spiel.
What's it say?
Okay, so question about the algorithm. What does it mean? Who makes it? Who develops it? Does it change? What is the algorithm? I feel like we should have like spooky Halloween music, like the algorithm. Maybe that's what I'll be for Halloween. I'll be the Instagram algorithm. And it's just like, I'll dress up like the Grim Reaper, and I'll just put a sign that says Instagram algorithm. Look, I hear complaints about the algorithm all the time from people. And recently, as people were complaining, and I was zoning out, I was thinking, you know what? Instagram is full of very smart people. They work at Facebook, Instagram, whatever. Some of the smartest people in the world are there. One of the most popular the most popular social network in the world, I assume the things they're doing them for a reason, you know? And the Instagram algorithm exists, I assumed, because it makes people interact with Instagram more. Why the fuck else would they do it? If the Instagram algorithm cut down on the amount of time people were spending on Instagram, they wouldn't have the fucking Instagram algorithm. Trust me, with your 50,000 or million or 2 million or 10 million followers, your feed is so much less important than Instagram and their feed. Their feed is 800 million people. So I've been frustrated by people complaining about it because it's like, it must exist, because people are like, it doesn't work, it's stupid, nobody likes it. It's like, if nobody likes it, I don't think Instagram would do it. And so we recently pulled numbers, and we are seeing Instagram engagement rates are the highest they've ever been since we've been tracking it, which has been 4 years. So, highest engagement rates ever for 4 years. So, if you're looking at your own engagement and it's fallen and you think it's because of the algorithm, my answer to you is probably it's not. It's probably not about the algorithm. And I know I'm going off topic for the actual question, but this is something that's been bothering me because people are constantly placing blame. And this was the same thing when we made Verified Authentic. People constantly looked at influencers who were growing faster than them and they said, that person's buying followers. And so we said, okay, cool, we'll create a tool to see if that's true. And sometimes it was true, but most of the times it wasn't true. And it comes out of a frustration of being like, I'm spending so much time working on this. The things I did 3 years ago aren't working anymore. I don't think it's the algorithm. We have seen that time and time again. Look at, go back and watch the Michelle Take Aim episode. She's got the highest engagement she's ever had in her life. She doesn't worry about the time of day she's posting. She doesn't worry about any of that. She worries about creating the type of content that people are going to like, and Instagram serves that content to people. And it works. Again, we're looking at hundreds of millions of data points, and we're seeing the highest engagement ever in the history of the platform happening last month. So, if it's not working for you, it's not working for you. Go back to what we were just talking about with product market fit. You need to keep trying things. You need to switch things up. My growth rate went up 550%. My engagement went up 250% when I stopped taking really beautiful photos that had nothing to do with me and took photos of me with an iPhone. There are things you can do that will work. Now, you may not want that kind of feed. You might say, well, I think that like the kind of feed I want is this beautiful feed full of really elevated photography. Totally fine. This is your space on the internet. You get to do with it whatever the fuck you want. Some of the most successful influencers in this space, people we work with all the time, have substantially lower engagement rates than someone like Michelle. Brands care, but I don't think they care that much, especially now that you can buy engagement. So just, again, let's go back to being true to yourself, doing the things you want, try and find things that people want, and understand what you want out of this. If I wanted to grow my Instagram feed, my Instagram following, I would post photos of myself every day with an iPhone, like Michelle said. That's not super important to me, so I'm not going to do it. But you got to try things to see what works. Now, that's my spiel. What is the algorithm? The algorithm is obviously, it's taken it from a chronological timeline where you see everyone's photo as they posted it, and it has, first of all, this is a thing that does probably change every single day. So all the little tricks you hear and all the tips and all the things that you think can hack the algorithm and comment pods, this shit doesn't work. It doesn't work because if you as a person think you've hacked Instagram's engagement and you've hacked the algorithm, they will just change the algorithm. That's what happens. This happens with Google search all the time. People were making a lot of money back in the day figuring out how to hack SEO to get people to get their clients to be on the top search page, right? What ended up happening? Brands that did that, Google shut them out of search completely fucked their business. You can't cheat your way into success. You can't cheat the algorithm. That's not a sustainable business model. It's not gonna work. And the people that were doing that got on the Explore page, that got all these followers a couple of years ago before the algorithm, right? They were hacking the Explore page. Now they have almost no engagement because they have a bunch of people that follow them that have no idea why they're following them. So if I have a wish for this community, it's fucking let the algorithm go. Like, just let it go. You can bitch and moan all you want about this. Instagram's not going to change it because look at the numbers. It's working. They want more people to use their app. They're using it. They don't care about your engagement. They're looking at every single person in the world. And while you might be on Instagram 3 hours a day, most people check in once a day. And if you're following 1,000 people and you check in once a day, and that's 1,000 new posts, don't you think that like maybe Instagram should weight it and give them the posts that you think you're going to want to see first? Like, I just don't understand how this doesn't make sense to people. Like, the algorithm makes complete sense to me. People are busy. There's more and more apps pulling at your attention. Instagram needs to make the app as appealing as is humanly possible for the 30 seconds that they have your attention every day, every hour, every 5 hours, whatever it is. They're doing that. So what you need to think about is, how can I create content? How can I engage people enough that when they open that app, the algorithm pushes me up there? I don't have an answer for that. Anyone who says they have an answer is fucking bullshitting you, unless they literally are on the team building the algorithm. So make good shit. Look at the people who, I would even say, like, yeah, you can look at the people who are getting good engagement rates, but like, just try new things. The algorithm will always change. The algorithm hacks and Insta hacks and all these things, like, they're not gonna work because Instagram can change one tiny piece of code. They can say, if the engagement comes from DMs, from a comment pod, take them out of the algorithm completely. They could make that change tomorrow. So I just don't think it's worth your time trying to hack it. And again, I understand whoever asked this question. I'm sorry I'm on a little tirade, but it's been a long day, and I'm only halfway through this whiskey, so I'm in ornery mood. But I don't know that you need to understand the algorithm that much, because it will always change. Because your ability to understand it is probably going to be 2 weeks behind the algorithm's development. So what you need to try and do is create content that people are engaging with and enjoying. And really, that's it. I don't really know what else to say. Goodbye.